All right.
Just loving you. If anyone should ever write my life story, for whatever reason there might be.
Welcome into Friday, 9:03. That's the time on this 12th day of April. CJ Nasello, it's our daily show on RiverBender.com, on Roku TV, anywhere and everywhere you get your podcasts. And thank you for coming into this Friday morning. We got a good one for you. Going to be talking all things Clarity Massage. They're up here in the Riverbender Building, and we're going to meet our neighbors and learn more about the great services being provided. Sydney Sinks joins us at 10:30 for Blog Talk, and, you know, going to keep moving down the pipeline today. I apologize for the last couple of days if you've heard me and I've been kind of raspy and grabbing for my breath. I haven't been feeling the best, and went home and got some good sleep yesterday. I want to thank Sadie and Dustin for my two teams that needed to be coached still and stepping up to the plate. But at 9:04, we're going to get through it. It's going to be a good Friday, and we're going to have some fun. Here's what's happening around the Riverbend. Make sure you sign up for your daily email update where you can join myself and over 70,000 people that are in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. We'll take you to Granite City first. A 18-year-old from Mount Olive has been charged with attempted murder and more after a stabbing in Granite City, which left the victim with multiple stab wounds and a collapsed lung. Here's what we know. Brendan T. Landry, 18, of Mount Olive, charged with attempted first-degree murder, a Class X felony, and 2 counts of aggravated battery, both Class 3 felonies, on March the 23rd. Court documents state Landry stabbed the victim repeatedly in the head, neck, back, and abdomen. The stab to the abdomen reportedly caused the victim to suffer a collapsed lung, end quote. According to a petition to deny Landry's pretrial release, he was trespassing at a Granite City residence when the homeowner repeatedly asked him to leave. When Landry refused, the homeowner called the victim, who arrived and attempted to remove Landry from the residence before an altercation ensued between the two. A detention order filed to grant the petition gives additional context, adding that Landry was trespassing at the home of his ex-girlfriend, who then called her current boyfriend the victim of the stabbing. The homeowner and another female witnessed the incident unfold. The victim arrived at the residence, and a verbal and physical altercation ensued between the defendant and the victim. The 2 female witnesses reported that the defendant was on top of the victim at one point, with the victim facing the ground, and they heard the victim say he was being stabbed. The victim sustained stab wounds to his neck, back, and chest area. The state introduced Exhibits 1-3, which show an approximately 4-inch serrated knife covered in blood, which was found in the front yard. The victim suffered a collapsed lung as a result of the incident, end quote. The petition adds that Landry was, quote, found at the scene and admitted to stabbing the victim, despite the victim being unarmed. However, Landry claimed to be acting in self-defense, a claim denied by the court based on evidence that has been collected. Although the defendant contends he was acting in self-defense, the wounds to the victim's back and the back of the neck, along with witness statements, indicate the defendant was the aggressor. Moreover, the locations of the injuries would indicate that the defendant was not simply attempting to subdue the victim, but rather cause severe injury and or death to the victim. Landry's case was presented by the Granite City Police Department in Madison County. Court records indicate he is being held in custody of the Madison County Jail until his preliminary hearing, which is set for today. It actually just got started at 9 a.m. on April the 12th, 7 minutes into the hearing. We will keep you updated as more details do emerge. Also in the news today, out of East Alton, we touched on this during yesterday's show, but more of a formal recap for you. The Village of East Alton is changing its domain from eastaltonvillage.org to villageofeastaltonil.gov. Here's a few reasons for the domain change. It will increase the security and searchability of their online presence. The domain will maintain integrity. Eligibility is limited to qualified governments and programs, having a managed domain name such as .gov assures users that they are accessing an official U.S. government website. The change also promotes trust and credibility with users who visit the Village of East Alton's website by having a .gov domain. Visitors can be assured that they are accessing information from an official entity from the government rather than a potentially less reputable source. Additionally, the new domain name will improve searchability of the Village of East Alton's website. Search engines often prioritize the .gov websites in the rankings, making it easier for residents and community members to find important information and resources provided by the village. The change will be in the next few weeks as they do their final testing and make those final steps towards the new domain for the Village of East Alton website. Out of East Alton again, United to Revive Ministries, UTR, held their first fundraising banquet on Friday, April the 5th at the Kiesler Recreation Complex in East Alton. UTR wants to express their gratitude to those that partnered to support their 2024 financial goals. Thank you to Wood River McDonald's and Wood River Acres Farm and Flowers to sponsor the banquet. Also, thank you to the mayor of East Alton, Darren Carlton, and his wife Robin for their attendance. UTR's mission, as well as how to partner with them, are available on the RiverBender.com article, but let me just take you to it now. The UTR's mission is to unite the church, preach the gospel, and expand God's kingdom throughout the outdoor community events in the Riverbend and Metro East areas. In 2023, UTR held 11 events in 5 cities. They had over 1,500 attendees, fed over 500 people, saw 70 salvations, and numerous other great statistics. For more information, you can visit unitedtorevive.org. That's unitedtorevive.org. 9:09 is the time, and in Jersey County, Sydney Sinks is filling us in that the Jersey County Arts Council is encouraging community members to set the date for their upcoming Art Block Party. Sherry Drosty, the director of the Arts Council, said the nonprofit is excited to host the event on the 1st of June, complete with art vendors, food trucks, and a balloon artist, and plenty more. The Arts Council often sponsors community art programs and initiatives, but this will mark the first community-wide event, and they can't wait to put the art in the block party. The Arts Council is staying busy this summer, whether it's handing out art-to-go sacks at the farmers market or providing enriching activities for the school district's Reading in the Park program. But they still wanted to host a bigger event for everyone in Jersey County to enjoy. The event will take place in the City Center Plaza in Jerseyville, with tentative plans for a color run around Lions Club Park. Drosty said more information will be released soon, but they are eager to welcome Bubble Bus, Glitter Faces, and portable pottery. That's interesting. And portable pottery from the Macoupin County Arts Collective Art Bus, among with vendors and food trucks. We're just winging it, Drosty joked. We're always just on the lookout for what we can do that provides cool experiences for the community. We want it to be casual and fun, like a kickoff to the summer. In the meantime, while they're gearing up for the Art Block Party, they couldn't be more excited. If you'd like to be an art vendor, contact the Jersey County Arts Council at 618-639-5232 to receive an application. Drosty said they are asking for a $25 donation from vendors, and there are 25 vendor spots currently available. For more information, you can visit their official Facebook page. Out of Grafton, Sydney Sinks has this one too. Raging Rivers invites community members to join them for their 4th annual Great Mushroom Hunt. This was a fun conversation yesterday. From 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. on Saturday, April the 20th, attendees can enjoy vendors, a hiring fair, a car cruise, and a competition to find the most morel mushrooms. Malia and Jesse from Raging Rivers said there are over 500 attendees already registered. They noted that the day will be a chance to see Raging Rivers in a new light while competing in the hunt. The hunt itself starts at 11 a.m. and is completely free. There will be prizes for whoever brings in the most mushrooms, the biggest mushroom and the smallest mushroom. Prizes include a stay in a St. Louis hotel, gift cards to local businesses, and, of course, Raging Rivers tickets. Children can also hunt for gnomes, and winners will receive candy. Jesse explained that the Great Mushroom Hunt has grown a lot from the previous years. They already have 34 vendors signed up, and they expect more vendors to register by April the 17th. To secure their spot at the festival, it costs $65 to register as a vendor, and all vendors receive 2 Raging Rivers tickets. The car cruise is a new addition to the Great Mushroom Hunt. Jesse and Malia are looking forward to seeing which cars make it to Raging Rivers that day. Kids might also want to enjoy hanging out with the Mississippi Monster, the Raging Rivers mascot. Malia warns that he's shy, but always eager to meet friends and pose for a picture. For more information, you can visit RiverBender.com for more information and how to register today. Out of Edwardsville, 4 individuals are facing felony charges for domestic battery, aggravated battery, and more in recently filed cases across Madison County. Dalton Brown reports the latest. Brendan Weathersbury, 29 of Granite City, charged with 2 counts of battery and 1 count of domestic battery, along with resisting a peace officer. He reportedly caused bodily harm to 3 different victims March the 30th after punching one in the face, pushing another to the ground, and dragging a family or household member by, quote, across the floor by her hair, end quote, according to documents. Weathersby had previously been convicted of domestic battery in 2019 in St. Clair County. This latest case was presented by the Granite City Police Department. He faces a Class 4 felony for domestic battery and Class A misdemeanors for all of the other charges. He was reportedly remanded to be held in jail until his initial appearance in court. Michael Piper, 42, of Granite City, charged with aggravated battery and mob action on the 22nd of March. Piper allegedly acted with another individual to cause bodily harm to a victim. Piper allegedly struck the face with his fist. The incident reportedly occurred at O'Connell's Pub in Granite City. Piper charged with Class 3 felony for aggravated battery and a Class 4 felony for mob action. His case presented by the Granite City Police Department, and he has since been released upon his signature of conditions of pretrial release order. Russell, March the 2nd, 23, of Belleville, charged with 1 count of aggravated domestic battery and 1 count of domestic battery. On March the 24th, March allegedly strangled a household member or family member by wrapping his arm around her neck and applying pressure. He also allegedly, quote, forced her onto a bed, resulting in a latter count of domestic battery. The Troy Police Department presented March's case, in which he faces a Class 2 felony for aggravated domestic battery and a Class A misdemeanor for domestic battery. Court documents indicate he was remanded to jail until his initial appearance in court. Whitney London, 35, of Godfrey, was charged with domestic battery, criminal damage to property, criminal trespass to a residence on March the 24th. According to court documents, London allegedly trespassed at a Alton residence, grabbed the resident, and damaged their floor. London's case was presented by the City of Alton Police Department. She faces a Class 4 felony for criminal trespass and 2 Class A misdemeanors for battery and property damage. She was reportedly remanded to be held in jail until her initial appearance in court. We'll have more on our conversation with the chef and the general from Wednesday of this week, but you can gear on up for the official grand opening of the Flock Food Truck Park and Bar in just about an hour and 14 minutes, but who's counting? Weekend celebrations include the introduction of 2 new permanent food trucks, Birdie's and Space Shuttle Cafe. Birdie's will offer an inspirational menu that allows diners to create their own salads, loaded fries, and wraps with seasonal, locally sourced ingredients from small local farms. Space Shuttle Cafe offers a menu of items that the entire family will enjoy, including handmade chicken fingers, a variety of unique dipping sauces, and so much more. Space Shuttle Cafe is a World War II-era McDonnell Douglas DC-3 mounted on a GMC frame truck with a fully equipped commercial kitchen. Guests, food trucks on hand for the weekend to celebrate are tacos and on Friday evening and Eadley's Barbecue on Saturday evening. On Friday, Miller Floyd is on deck to entertain opening night crowds, and Mike Mattingly rocks for a relaxing Sunday outdoors. This happens on Friday, April the 12th. That's today with lunch at 11 a.m. And for the 2024 season, Flock will be open 7 days a week. Let's take a look at your weather for today. 53 degrees currently. It feels like 52. Temperatures should reach 67 degrees today, but get ready for a big jump over the weekend. Temperatures reach 67, drop down to 40 overnight as we head into Saturday. On Saturday, a high of 82 degrees, a low of 60. On Sunday, a high of 85 degrees, a low of 60. On Monday, a high of 85, a low of 65. All 4 days, no rain in the forecast. But on Tuesday, here we go, a high of 78, a low of 60. But they are predicting an 80% chance of thunderstorms on Tuesday, April the 16th, right after, of course, the wonderful day that is tax day. For time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. One final note, today partly sunny and windy and a warm weekend on the way. Hey, before I take a quick break, let me fill you in on Centerstone because they really are wonderful partners for us. Mental health is a big topic in society today, and we are so grateful that Centerstone is partnering up with us twice a month on the first and last Wednesday of the month to fill us in on all the amazing work that the organization does. It brings me to my next point. Are you looking for a fresh start on the road to recovery? A life free from addiction. It's possible, and it starts at Centerstone. Centerstone is a national leader in mental health and substance use disorder treatment for people of all ages, with a commitment to delivering care that truly changes people's lives. Centerstone's dedicated clinicians use evidence-based practices in their treatment programs. That means that the recovery care plan is developed for you and based on the latest science. There's so many unknowns on the road to recovery, but one thing you can know for sure is that Centerstone will always be that constant guiding force for you on your recovery journey. Addiction, it can happen to anybody, but so can recovery. So start working towards your recovery today by visiting Centerstone online at recoverwithus.org or by calling 1-877-HOPE 123 or recoverwithus.org. 9:19 is the time. A quick break. We come back. More Daily Show. It hits you next.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone. And over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team.
We've got Joey.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66.
Welcome back to our Daily Show. Here's CJ.
We're getting there. Hold on over there. 9:22 is the time on this Friday morning. Clara Vaugn in studio, licensed massage therapist, and happens to be my neighbor in the Riverbender Building. How are we doing this morning?
I'm doing well. I'm a little nervous, but I'm okay.
Oh, don't be nervous. I do. I guess, I don't know. I've never had someone nervous. We got this, Clara. We're going to get through this together. Now, Clarity Massage, when did you open your doors?
So I've actually had a couple of different locations, but I opened my doors here late January. So I'm just trying to get the word out.
So fill me in. What part of the building are you in? What floor?
I'm on the 4th floor, and I'm in Suite 412.
Nice.
Which is today's date and also my 36th birthday.
Is it really? Happy
Yes.
birthday!
Thank you.
So I gotta ask, 10 years ago at 26, was this already something that you were doing and ready to get into, or fill me in on that journey?
This was not at all anything that I could even fathom. It's kind of really beyond my wildest dreams. I've always wanted to do it, but I was just a little scared. Had to get past some childhood trauma, which I'm working through with Centerstone.
Aren't they wonderful?
They
You
really are.
said something while we were on the break, and we do a segment with them twice a month because I think mental health matters, and knowing where to go before you need to know it is so important. But they've been helping you?
For sure.
Really cool to hear.
Yeah.
And so, when did you officially get the LMT certification?
Well, I passed my NBLEX today's date, 2021.
This is an important day for you.
Yeah, for sure. That's when I became a licensed massage therapist.
Now, take me through this because you can look at me. I'm about as tense as anyone can be. I don't move very much. I move like a 90-year-old. There's a lot there. Why, But whenever you got did it happen when you got your first massage? Like, how did your interest kind of find it?
Wow. In childhood, I got in a car wreck with my mom and a couple of cousins and my brother when I was about 7 or 8. And my mom used to have us walk on her back, and she would massage myself and my brother, and we would all massage each other because we were all in pain. Right. And it was pretty much the most that I'd seen my mom smile in a while. So I kind of wanted to, be a part of that for more than one person. So, yeah.
Well, and you know what I think's really cool about what you do is you really, whenever you have somebody that has been for 10 years, 12 years, they haven't been able to even move. It's been brutal. It keeps getting worse and worse. Then when they find that really good licensed massage therapist that's really able to break down some of that damaged tissue and really open it up, I mean, you're changing someone's life because they're able to at least enjoy a little bit of it. Yeah. And take me through that. So take me through, you don't have to tell me, personal, but do you remember your first client?
My brother.
Was it really? That's awesome. Now, did he give you rave reviews? Because this is tough. Family's pretty tough on reviews.
Yes, my brother critiques me a lot. He definitely tells me about myself. But yeah, when we were kids, I used to dig my elbows in him all the time, and I just thought I was just being funny. He's like, no, do that right here. It feels really good. So
yeah. Well, and that's what I was curious about. So where did you first open up your first location?
All right, so the first location was in Maryville, and that was through Metro East Massage Therapy. Thank you, Dennis. And
really cool.
I had a room there. I was doing Ashiatsu therapy, where I walk on the clients with my bare feet. It's also called Ashi-Fashi or Fashi-Ashi or barefoot massage. And then I moved right next door, and I had a room there. So then now I'm here.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So was there a reason for the building? Like, did you just see it and go, I got to be right in the thick of town?
For this building, it's 5 minutes away from home.
So that's really funny. Same here, because I was in St. Louis doing radio, and AM radio's dead in the water, and anyone that wants to argue that's fine to do because I have so many stats. But I knew it was time to make a change, and it was time to do something new, and I went, why don't we come back home to Alton? And looked over here and called John and went, this is the perfect fit. I'm literally right next to my house. There's nothing better. Nothing better.
Are you often late? Because I'm often late.
No,
I live
no,
5 minutes away.
No. That's one thing I can say. That's a good question. No, I actually, what's funny is I leave early. So I get in here early. So I'm here about 6:45 and 6:30. And then I get asked, why are you out of here so early? Well, I got in early. Well, why are you leaving early? That doesn't mean nothing, So that's funny. So take me through your hours. How long are you open throughout the day?
So I have some openings 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And on Fridays, I'm open 10 a.m. to 5:30.
Well, you can find out more just by Googling Clarity Massage, and you will find the website. And there's a lot of different services. So, for somebody that And I'm going to ask the question for myself because I've been looking into getting this whole thing worked on because I am literally a board with 2 legs.
Okay.
Yeah, no, being honest, like it is like interesting to watch me kind of operate my mobility. And so what would you recommend for somebody that maybe's never gone to a massage therapist, that's never really had those type of services, that is experiencing a lot of tightness in their shoulder blades and their back, they can't move? What's the first step for you always on this?
Number 1, stay hydrated.
Uh-huh.
Number 2, make sure you are open-minded. Because not a lot of people like to be touched, and it's kind of weird having a stranger touch you, right?
Yeah.
But I'm here to provide a service and to help you feel better within your body. So the open-mindedness is a must, and just focusing on your breath and being relaxed. And I say that as I'm sitting here nervous.
You're doing great. I love it. So there's a couple of different services on your website. Let's fill them in. There's the luxurious selection that is a 60-minute massage. And that's a pretty darn good one, huh?
Yes.
Okay, and then we got the Cloud 90. I love it. So drift away to the clouds during this 90-minute session. Quick fix for anyone that really just needs that one area worked on. A 30-minute massage, perfect for you. A chair massage. And then what I like that you do is the 30-minute stretch. Do you know how many people just need to stretch? And I'm one of them. Okay, you're looking at somebody that's literally the biggest hypocrite right now because you got to stretch it. My team gets so mad at me, my soccer teams, because I go, no, before we do anything, you're stretching. And after the game, go stretch.
How often are you getting massages and you're an athlete?
Yeah, well, yeah. Not about me today, but yeah, you're right.
Okay.
I got to go see you. I got to see you, Claire, because I don't practice what I preach, and that's why I think the athletics and the pro wrestling has caught up to me, and that's why I haven't gotten really back out there.
Okay.
Yeah, so
All right, CJ.
back to the services,
Yes.
a prenatal massage. This is important.
Yes.
Because, as someone that could be a mommy to be, you definitely need to have those areas worked on in a setting that's comfortable, that's soothing, that keeps the stress down. And what better way than a 60-minute prenatal massage, during the months leading up to the excitement of birth? Really cool. And then what about just the hands and just the feet? I love that. So what is your favorite type of massage to give?
Probably prenatal. And I would have to say that because I've given birth 5 times.
Wow.
And it's a lot going on when you're pregnant. So
Yeah.
it's important to be able to relax and
Well, and that's what's really cool, too, because, you're using your personal experience with your clients, especially in that situation, because you know how stressful on the body that is and all that your girls are going through. That's why you'll never hear me complain once,
Oh, we appreciate it.
You guys shouldn't complain at all, just sit there and buckle up for the ride. We'll get there.
You're a smart man.
I wouldn't go that far. But it's nice to know, though, for any mother out there or soon-to-be mom, that, hey, there is somebody that's, a mother herself that knows how good these massages are and how well they work. And take me through some of the benefits of your massages.
Well, obviously the number 1 is relaxation, improved circulation, breakdown of scar tissue, lymphatic movement. I'm running out of stuff, but there's so much.
There really is. Well, and take me through your interactions, too. So if I walk in for the first time and, I'm nervous because I've never gotten a massage before, what does that first, interaction, that first, couple of minutes look like whenever they walk into Clarity Massage at Suite 412 in the Riverbender Building?
So we'll sit down in the seats in my suite. I'll probably sit down on my stool. You'll smell the incense in my room. There'll be some soothing music there. You'll see the massage table, nice little view of the water. And we'll chat about what your body's going through. I kind of gauge what you need, and then we go from there. I step out, let you get undressed, and we get it rolling.
There you go. Okay, so now here's the other part to this. Is there a better time in the day for massages, do you think?
I'm an early bird, so for me, the earlier the better. So that way you can kind of ride that wave the rest of your day.
Mm-hmm. Really cool. Yeah. See, I didn't, because to me, I'm one that I have to do it early. I'm terrible with this. Seriously, the worst. If I have a game at 5:45, I just think my whole day, all I can think about is that. So I'm just I'll just sleep until it's time to go to that, I don't know. We're not about me today, but that's something I'm battling, Clara, just try to.
It's all good.
Well, I'm looking at your studio, and you have a nice suite, something that's really soothing, and it's not gonna, get the sensories all riled up. Really just a nice, calm setting. And how many are you taking bookings? You book a couple of days out? Do you do walk-ins? How does that work?
So I don't do walk-ins because I have, got kids, so I
Right.
have to have childcare together.
Right.
But you can book online and try to book at least 4 hours in advance. So yeah,
Yeah.
I got some openings coming up.
4 hours is definitely very gracious of you too, because 4 hours is not a lot of turnaround time on your part. That's cool though.
I mean, I'm right down the street.
I
so
love.
it's
Yeah,
all
that's
good.
right. That's right. Well, and as we're coming back to this, during those 30-minute stretches and all the different services you provide, are they going to be tailored around that person?
For sure.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. If you had like a template for what you do, or if it's based on that individual's body, kind of
Individual based.
really cool.
Yeah.
Do you have time to stick around?
Yeah.
9:33, I got to pay a quick bill. We'll come back. More of our daily show hits you next right after this. Get over here in downtown Alton.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBenderRadio.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back, 9:36. A little bit of change on this Friday morning. Back with Clara. Clara is excellent. She's a great listener and very knowledgeable of how to help improve the body. I feel better after every visit. Can't say enough good things about this place. When you're for the first time today, Clara is a gem. You're doing something right.
I think so.
Good answer. So you just participated in a really cool chair massage. Not an event, but you were presenting there, correct?
Yes.
Fill me in.
So I was working through Care STL Health, and my soulmate, bestie, Wednesday, hooked me up with this opportunity. And I basically took my chair and my table to their Pope location in St. Louis, and I worked on the staff, and everybody loved it. Ironically, I bought my chair, and nobody even got in it, because everybody was just so in need of what I could do with a table. 'Cause
Yeah.
nobody takes care of themselves.
No, that's true. That's very true. I get it. Might be, someone in this room that does the very same thing, and got to get that fixed very soon. But whenever I go and look, and I always try to do a little bit of background just so I have a little bit of an understanding. And Clara, whenever you have every one of your reviews is not just 5 stars, but it all says the same thing. You're doing something right. And whenever you were learning how to do this, was there, any type of guidance that you took from like a mentor, or just how, you kind of saw how they did it and it worked? Because that's what I did. I worked with the best radio people ever, that put anyone to bed. So I just kind of listened for 2 years and learned how they did it and kind of just copied them,
Yes, that's what you do. You copy the greats, right?
Yeah.
So there is a lady named Paige Wilkinson that owns Not Magic, and she will always be near and dear to my heart.
Mhm.
I can't copy everything she does,
Right.
because she's
up there.
And she's exclusive, but a lot of the things that she taught me, it totally flipped my head on how to handle massage therapy.
Right.
Tom Tessero at the Healing Arts Center, Bert, Dr. Dan, our anatomy teacher who's also a chiropractor. Oh my goodness. Everybody at the Healing Arts Center, because we all learn from each other.
Mhm.
And it's just, man, such an experience.
Have you ever had a moment with a client yet where you saw, they're not, and I said it kind of not exaggeratively, but kind of life changing, where you're working with somebody who hasn't moved their shoulder, over 45 degrees and years, and you work with them and you can see that, oh my God, the relief's gone, or the relief's there. Have you had those moments?
Oh, for sure.
What are those like for you? Because to me, that has to be like the World Cup of what you do, because that's mission accomplished.
For sure. So it's almost ethereal, honestly. It's out of this world. Sometimes I'm crying, sometimes they're crying. I can't even explain it. You just got to feel it, man. But to see that relief, I live for that.
100%. And now, whenever you're working on anyone, what's your favorite part of that service? Is it, the interaction to get to know them? Is it actually performing it? Is it the results afterwards?
It's all of it. And I'm nosy, so I get to let people talk about themselves and kind of share.
Does that help you though? Because I feel like it could. If you know what's kind of going on in their world, if there's some stressors out there, and you kind of get, is that, sorry for talking over you, is that true?
No, you're good. It absolutely does help. So a lot of the times, the euphemisms that we use, the idioms, I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. They're carrying the stress in their shoulders.
Right, 100%. Now, and whenever something as simple as, and I don't want to say simple as a derogatory thing, but whenever massages in the grand scheme of things is a simple thing to do to better your life. Whenever you have someone that comes in for the first time and realizes, oh my God, I've been not doing this for years, is it kind of one of those feel-good, bittersweet moments for you where it's like, hey, people are really understanding that this is changing work. This isn't just, an Advil where you take the Advil and 4 hours later you come back and see me. You're going to feel good for a few days, a few weeks, and if you keep doing it, you're going to feel good for a while.
For sure. Try to give our clients homework to make sure that it lasts. So, you're going to be stretching and staying hydrated, eating the right things and stuff like that.
I feel like you're looking into my soul. I know. I'm going to see you, Clara, because I need to get right. And it affects so much. And people don't realize that, because whenever at first it starts off with your back not feeling the best, your neck's tight, and then all of a sudden for 3 or 4 days you might forget that your neck's tight, but it still is. And you're just down in the dumps, and it's hard to be excited because you can't move. And it just affects so many aspects of your life that you wouldn't even think of.
Seriously.
Really, that's why I know I got to get up and see you, because there is some stress that needs to be relieved, and then just some overall mobility issues that need to be addressed at 25 years old,
Okay, I got you.
And now, Clara, what's the best way to reach out to you? Is the website, booking online better for you? Is it the phone? What's better for you?
So I kind of have social anxiety, so I don't really like to talk on the phone. And also because I used to work at a call center. And
Oh,
that
God.
just kind of killed it.
God, love you.
Much
Okay.
love to my call center people, though.
What now? Define call center. Were you a telemarketer?
I was at the American Water Resources.
Okay, so that's different. Because that's a tough job, by the way. And what you guys have to go through on the phone with some of those folks when you were working there is just god awful. At the best way to put it. But when I always think of when I was thinking, I thought you were going to tell me I had to work as a telemarketer because that's even tougher of a job, you know.
Right?
And people get mad at those folks that are calling them. They're just trying to do their darn job, you know, just like
trying to pay bills,
just
like anybody else.
Right. And so that's good to know. So messaging on the website is probably the best way to do it.
Yes, you can text me, you can book online, you can email me. Those are all good. I'm open to all of them.
And all you got to do is click on the book now. I want the luxurious. I selected it. I booked the service. I go over. I pick my day. Let's just do this on the screen. Let's show them how easy it is. How about that? We'll really give a call to action here. I'm on Clarity Massage right here. I'm on the Book Now tab. Let me go back because I already started. I selected it right here. Boom. Book now. Pick your date. Oh, we'll pick Monday. Tax day. Pick your time. And then you put your information in. You aren't going to see my phone number. I don't need any of that in my life. But that's how simple it is. And you can go through the full lineup, and you can go through Clara's portfolio. Clara, what's the next few years looking like? You looking to stay here in the Riverbender Building for a while?
Yeah.
I like that answer. And any other services you looking at, or?
Corporate massage, where I bring my services to office buildings because, you know, sometimes you guys are too busy to come to me, so I'll come to you. I want to do ashiatsu again, but I got to get my attachment because I don't want to like drill into the walls and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I definitely miss walking on people. I miss it a lot.
That's true. Well, and all I know is that it really does work, and I'm going to be excited to go up and see you soon. For more information, you can visit Clarity Massage on Facebook. Correct?
Yes.
And on Google, just Google Clarity Massage. Their website comes right up. You'll see those 5-star reviews, and you'll see the ways that you can book your time with Clara. Clara, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Did we make it?
Yes.
9:45. But before I take a quick break, we're all about all of our great partners because without our partners, I wouldn't be here blabbering into this microphone. Alton Little Theater is the oldest, most continuous little theater in the state of Illinois. Did you know that, Clara?
Yes.
Oh. I'll be darned.
No, I know now.
Oh, okay. Normally they also are one of the oldest in the country, most continuous in the country. And Alton Little Theater, to have the best performers in the region that go, some of them are on the Muni stages throughout the year. They come back over. Singing in the Rain is going to be on the stage soon. All you need to do is go to altonlittletheater.org. That's altonlittletheater.org, where you can get tickets now and tickets for the 91st season. And also hang out with Lee Cox and I on the first and last Thursday of each month with Theater Thursday and Alton Little Theater. The 91st season starting off with that Disney tribute month is what I'm calling it, with the pancake breakfasts, the Disney tribute concert. Then you go right into Oliver, Rocky Horror Picture Show. There's so many great things being done at Alton Little Theater, but it starts right now with Singing in the Rain. Their tickets are selling out fast. They even just had to say they're going to add another date because you guys just can't get enough. Nice. AltonLittleTheater.org, AltonLittleTheater.org, or call the box office 462-3205. And once you do, don't forget to tell them CJ sent you over their way.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
I just got a new air conditioner. Top of the line.
I bet mine's better. It's so efficient and quiet, I hardly know it's running.
I've got you both trumped. I've got a Linux.
So do I.
Barrett Heating and Cooling carries Linux products to meet any budget. Don't gamble with your energy dollars. Call Barrett Heating and Cooling and start saving today.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
Welcome to Evergreen Place, a community that embodies joyful living, independence, and financial freedom for seniors. If you're looking for a full day of activities or to relax in your apartment, we have you covered. Located on the Alton Memorial Campus. To know us is to love us. Experience the difference at Evergreen Place.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
In the heart-pounding moments of the game, every move counts, just like in chiropractic care. Dr. Andrew Dykman of Rosewood Chiropractic champions this belief, supporting our teams in every drive and supporting his patients for nearly 20 years, offering affordable, compassionate, all-natural wellness care. Call 618-259-2676 or visit rosewoodchiropractic.com today.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. Bocephus for you, 950. I wanted to give a big shout out. Oh man, I sound terrible, but at least my fever broke. That's why I've been able to come back into the studio and not play tapes or whatever. The Godfrey Women's First Methodist Church of Godfrey Women's Club. I had to remember how to say their title correctly. They're having the rummage sale. It's taking place today and tomorrow, and it's a really great opportunity for so many of you younger parents, especially. Look, your kids are growing all the time. Do you really want to go spend $40 on each shirt that you have to buy? So buy 10 of them. Do the math. Go to the rummage sale where you're going to find really great clothing items, great household items, and more. We had the opportunity to talk to Carolyn West. This is her last year as the chairwoman of the committee. Carolyn's a wonderful person, and I was going to play this last week and didn't get the opportunity to, but wanted to today. So we all went over and saw Carolyn and her last hurrah. She's going to be helping out for years to come, but this is her last as the chairwoman of the event, and we want to promote them one last time. We'll do that now and come back with Sydney Sinks afterwards. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ. Welcome back, 922. It's the 20th day of March. Carolyn West in the studio. Godfrey Methodist Women's Club, that rummage sale. It's back here again.
Yes, it is.
And I may or may not have Scared Carolyn. I am just picking myself up today. I'm all over the place today, Carolyn. And I'm always excited to talk about the rummage sales. This hit 50 years?
Yeah, this is the 50th year to do this, yes.
That is incredible.
Yes.
For anything to go on that long is a testament to the organization of the event.
Yes. 25 years ago, I had stepped out of the workforce, and I stepped into the ladies group at our church, and they were going to give up on the rummage sale because they just didn't think they were making enough art. So me, who says, well, I've done yard sales before. I can do this. Boy, I was wrong. It's a lot more work. And the first year, I wasn't sure I was going to survive it. But the second year, I had two wonderful, wonderful women that I call them my angels that floated down. And they were twins in our church, Sherilyn and Marilyn. And they said, would you like us to help? They didn't get a period on the end of that sentence, let me tell you.
Yes!
And so then for the next up to 15 years, we worked together. We lost Sherilyn 2 years ago. We just clicked. You know how you can click with some people? They were just wonderful to work with. We had another lady that came on board, and then I got a committee. I says, it just kept growing and growing and growing, this sale. So I got a committee, and the lady that worked with me a lot and she did a lot of wonderful things. She stepped back this last year, but the two that are going to take my place after 25 years, I've said, these old legs are just about done. So I will help with it. I'm just not going to chair it anymore. And we have two wonderful ladies named Shirley and Jean who are stepping in, and they have worked in the sale for a long time.
Oh, that's good.
So it's just learning all the background.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of background to getting this ready.
Well, it's got to feel bittersweet for you on this time around, with this being your last as the committee chair on this. And, how does it feel really after 25 years to say, after really saving the event from going under to where it is now, where you have so many people coming in and out?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
That's got to feel awesome.
There's pluses and minuses. I love anything that I do in the church, and I do a lot in the church. That's what energy I have goes there. But this one, I've been preparing to step back for a couple of years. So this one hasn't been so bad, but helping the ones that are coming in and going and just being there and being a part of it, I will probably always be a part of it. It's just, I just want to let the main strings go so somebody else can take it over. And new blood helps a lot of times. Different ideas, different ways of doing things. But they're doing wonderful. The fact that they have worked with this rummage sale is a big plus for the ladies, because they know how we operate, they know how the departments do, they know how we want it very, very clean and nice rummage sale, because we turn that church into a department store.
Right, literally.
Literally. The whole church is turned into a department store. And so anyhow, in doing that, and our men are wonderful. They will come in on Sunday before we start working on Monday, the 8th. Then we work all week long. But I'll go ahead and give you the dates and stuff and what's going on.
Well, and that's what I wanted to hit on, but I
Sure.
just wanted to touch on really briefly just the committee and some of that overall, just community that you guys have in the church and all the work that goes in, because it is a lot of work to get this going.
It's the weekend of August. It's the weekend of April 12th and 13th. It's from on Friday the 12th. It's from 4 to 7. By the time, and this thing is to open at 4. Okay, we have a $2 donation. By 3 to 3:30, we have people lined up from where we take the money all the way across the lot, back into the parking lot. We average around 200 to 225 when the doors open. So I say this with complete respect. When we open the doors, we kind of stand back because the people they're very respectful, very nice, and we have a lot of followers, a lot of people that ask about it, and they're there. So on Friday night, the 12th, we are from 4 to 7 o'clock, okay? And we have baskets available if people want them to put things in. We have a holding area. So if you've done your shopping and your arms are full and you just take it over to the holding area, they will give you a ticket and they will hold that for you. And if you want to go back in, then you can do it that way.
I love it. And too, the pre-sale again, folks, is Friday night.
Yes.
$2 donation to get inside the pre-sale, 4 to 7 p.m. Over there at the church at Godfrey First Methodist Church.
Yes, it's Godfrey First United Methodist Church, and we are at 1100 Airport Road. It's pretty easy to see it. You go to Cedarhurst, there's a facility right there, and we're back a little bit, but the church is very easy to see.
It's such a nice church.
Yeah,
It really is. And sorry, I just want to point out, Carolyn, I missed my line where it said CJ read here when on that last one.
And
Saturday.
Then we have we're open on Saturday from 8 to 10. There's no donation from 8 to 10. Anybody can come in. And then from 10 to 11, we have a bag sale. And you can buy as many bags as you want for $1. And actually, when we say what you can get in the bag, if somebody comes in and there's a bedspread and sheet set and pillowcases, it is not going to fit in that grocery sack. So we just say, just come and show us. And in fact, you can leave it here for a while if you want to and take another bag or do whatever you want to do. And that really helps us get things out.
Right.
For sure. And so it takes approximately 35 to 40 people to pull this off between checkers, baggers. We get the ROTC from Alton. I cannot praise these young people enough.
Absolutely.
First of all, just the ROTC in general. But the young people, that we have a young man named Kian, and he helps us get these young people, young men and young women. And you don't have to tell them much. They just kind of look around and see. They help bag, they help sort, they help get out to cars and everything like that. And then we have had some of the young people from the Alton National Honor Society.
Oh, yeah, they're wonderful, too.
Yeah, and so they help us. And then on 3 evenings, you can bring stuff starting Monday, the 8th of April, from 9 until approximately 3. You can bring it to the turnaround in the church. You come all the way down, and then there's a turnaround. And we have men there to help unload. And these young people help with that. Like I said, the bagging, helping people get out to their car. And they're just very, very respectful. If anyone has, if you need something picked up, say you, especially we have a number of women who are widows. If you have it and you can't get it there, or you've got a couch but you don't have a truck, if you will call myself or call the church, it'll get to me. And we have men that will come and pick this up to help people who, within the church that cannot do that, because we have quite a few that are like that.
I completely understand.
Sure.
Did you just say a couch?
Yeah.
So I wanted to clarify that because I want to ask about the items on display, because when we say department store, we talked about this last year. It's a real department store. This is amazing.
We already have a couch and a chair. We have 2 couches and a chair we've already been scheduled to pick up. Yeah, we have let me try to describe. We have furniture. And then it's placed around wherever we can put it in. And everything is so reasonable because we want it to go out. When you walk into the department store, those things are individual, like 25, 50, 70. If you go in and you want a set of pots and pans, you go to the housewares department. That's all individually placed, washed. We are the hardest working, and I say sometimes the goofiest women, but it'll sell quicker. And we have got it priced really to go out. We'd rather make a quarter on something and it go out the door than put $1 on it, and we still got it on Saturday afternoon because then it just goes nowhere, or it'll go someplace. But we'd rather somebody get it, that needs it.
Well, not to cut you off, Carolyn.
Sure.
Well, I just, for somebody that's a younger homeowner out there,
yes.
Maybe you just moved into your first house.
Yep.
Or maybe you have your first apartment. This is how you get the utilities. Don't go and pay all that money for the new stuff. You got a lot of time to...
I mean, dish sets, and they're all in sets. Pots and pans, silverware, bowls, electric stuff, that women use, or men too. Men do a lot of cooking.
Like the mixing and all that?
All that. We got it all.
Oh, man.
Yes, and it is priced too. If I have a grandson who's in college, and of course he had to set up his. So I says, don't don't go by a list. But I'm a grandma too.
Right.
I says I know what will be coming up. So that's a perfect. If it's your first home or your first apartment, or you're just in need of something and you don't have them, don't go buy something brand new because it'll look like brand new here.
Yeah.
We have a whole holiday section, from Christmas to Easter, all of them. We have all that. Then we have the women's department, which takes up 2 rooms, of course. The women's department is huge. Unless it's priced, everything in that room is 50 cents. It doesn't care if it's got a $10 ticket on a dress or a skirt. You will get it for 50 cents. And we started something last year that was a success. If you want to pay $3 and you get your bag, and we get the Target bags because they're bigger, then anything you can get in that bag, you can take it for $3 through the week. This is not just a weekend thing. This is all week long, because we get a lot of women's stuff. So anyway, and then we have a men's department, and we have a wonderful man that does that. Again, everything in there's 50 cents unless it's otherwise marked, and very little gets otherwise marked. The children's department is kind of our, one year we may get a lot, the next year we may not get much. But the same thing is in there. Toys are just a quarter, and again, and clothing will be like 25, 50 cents because we'd rather it go out than just have it at the very end. We have oodles and oodles of pictures and picture frames, and we will take electronics, small electronics, but we will not take computers. We don't take adult mattresses. We can take children's mattresses, or they may be there, but they have to be clean and nice and scrubbed off. That's kind of a law. Then we have a bakery. Oh, need I say more?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Well, and what I think is so amazing about this, because I've been a part of rummage sales, but when you walk into this one, you are walking into Macy's.
Yes, you are. That's a very good way to put it. Yes.
And that's what I think is just so amazing about this, and I'm glad you hit on that, because you all do, because last year I did peek my head in and saw how clean everything was.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's meticulous how you clean.
Right. We also, with the 5 A's, any like shirts or anything that's either something we don't wish to, we don't even want to put out, or they're not clean or they're torn. We have boxes in each department, whether it's pillows, blankets, or anything. So the ladies know to put that kind of stuff in there, and then we take it down to the 5 A's to help there. So on our bakery, you name it, we will have it, and it's all priced. And again, it has to go out quickly too. Of course, we're women, and it's an older church, so what cannot get baked, you can't even imagine.
I was going to ask you how that department's looking like.
It gets cleaned out.
Yeah,
it really, really does. It's so we have 3 ladies that work in that department, and they're wonderful with that. And then I need to speak about the men for just a moment.
Absolutely.
We did have a group called Chefs for Christ, age, disabilities, but one of those men is picking it up this year and continuing it on. And out under the portico, they are doing these are the biggest hot dogs I've ever seen in my life.
Are they the big ballpark ones?
They're great big ones. They go to Troy and get these hot dogs.
Oh, wow.
They're very large. There's hot dogs, brats, and then they do green peppers and onions. They cook them, and they're all in a little container, and you can put, if you want them on there. And then there is hot dogs, brats. They have
chili.
Chili. They have chili if you want to make a chili dog, and it's not on my little my flyer because they made this decision afterwards. They were doing pulled pork. And of course, it's all cooked right there. Yes.
No way.
Yeah.
Talk about a perfect weekend.
Yes,
I mean, this is perfect too if you're a married couple, or maybe you're dating somebody and want to try something to go out in the community. Let the shopper in your life go in and take on the rummage sale, and you tackle that massive hot dog that you're going to be eating.
Yes. And we have 2 or 3 gentlemen. The leader has told me it just comes because it's the brats and the hot dogs. But there's places to sit.
Yep.
They also have chips, and they have soda, and anything that you would like for lunch or anything. Anyway, so the men, and I want to tell you, these men, all of the men in the church, we could not put this on without our men. I can't praise our men enough. For they pick things up. They have them there to unload. They're wonderful. They really are.
And now, and that's what I think's really cool. This is such a team.
Oh, yes.
I mean, 100%, because you couldn't do this on your own. No one could do this on their own. And to make something this big of an event keep going forward and being successful is wonderful. And I wanted to ask you, Carolyn, for people dropping off items.
Yes.
Can they still do that up until a certain?
Oh, yes. They can drop off items until Thursday at 3 o'clock.
Awesome. And that's this coming Thursday or
no,
the Thursday before?
The Thursday before. It would be because it's the week of the. We start working on the 8th of April, so whatever 10th, it would be whatever the date is for the Thursday.
It would be.
You can drop them off any day.
April the 4th.
Yes.
April the 4th is
That's
that cutoff.
The end.
Mm-hmm.
So and they start, like I said, you can start dropping off at around 9 o'clock because we gather for a short meeting before that, and then. Anytime during the day until 3 o'clock. Oh, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday evenings from 5 to 7 for people that work and can't get there through the daytime. You can come and drop stuff off. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 5 to 7.
That's anyone that wants to drop off and be a part of the rummage sale. And, you know, Carolyn, as you look back on the 25 years, do you ever get nostalgic at this point in time going, you know?
Yeah, there are some things. I think it's more with the people that people come up and say, you know, Carolyn, you really did a good job. Carolyn, somebody has to be silly enough to be the chairperson. And since I've been retired, I've done this. But the nostalgia comes from the women, like in our bake sale. When we started back in the old church, it was just a rummage sale.
Mm-hmm.
And then about the third year I did it, I said, let's try a bake sale. Well, good grief, that just went over like
right.
Just bake it, we will come. And then for 2 years, there was a gentleman who was a cook in the Navy, and he did some soup and sandwiches. And then we just ran out of room. But then our new church was built. And this gentleman passed away. And so our new church was built, and we just decided not to do the soup and sandwich stuff. But I would say it's the ladies. There was 4 ladies at that time. At that time. They were just 4 little angels, older ladies, who wanted to do something, but they did not have the strength or anything. So with the bake sale, I says, you can sit and cut. You can. So they got all of that done. They would absolutely positively come in on Friday morning at 10 o'clock. I'd have everything laid out, price sheets, all the equipment needed to do this, and they would sit and cut. But it was the camaraderie between them.
Yeah.
They all knew each other, and I would say, here it is. If you need any help, or they've done it for years, I says, just throw something at me. Throw a cupcake or something at me, because I'm not a helicopter person.
Right.
So anyway, and unfortunately, most of them have now passed. But we've got some new ladies coming in, and they're just as delightful. So it's work, but, you know, I always say, CJ, if every person takes a piece of the pie, then nobody has to do more than in one, and they work in the area they want to work in. You're perfectly content. If you're happy there, I'm happy there. And then you have the ones that don't care where you put them. They're kind of roamers. We need all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's probably those thinking about the ones back kind of in the beginning and how they would laugh and giggle and they would work very hard. And I think that's it. And so it's not a Carolyn thing. It is the entire church, and that's the way I look at it. You can only be as successful as your committee will go out and work.
Well, and on top of that, too, it's such a testament to community. I mean, it's a true community event.
Yes.
And from the third parties that are coming in, National Honor Society, ROTC, all the way down to the men's group.
Oh, yeah, they're wonderful.
And then, you know, just the folks dropping off items to donate to this. You know, I think that's the testament that for 50 years, you guys have had a true community event. And especially in a climate now where it seems like a lack of community is starting to amass us all.
That our minister who brings that up periodically, you know, it's about community. And even before now, I said, you know, this is getting a little too difficult and everything. But what I hear the feedback most is the community. And I personally, in most of my committee, I have 10 on the committee, there's 10 of us, I'll say no more than $2. One thing for sure, I'm blessed, most of the people in our church, but there are people also living on Social Security, $900 a month. And where $2 to me is not at this point in my life anyway, that's not a lot of money for me to have to deal with. But I have watched as they've come through, and that $2 can buy something for some of these people, a meal or bread and milk or something, or maybe not both, but today. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
And I says, as long as I'm around, please don't raise that. I know we could and other communities do, but this is for our community anyway.
Right.
And also one more quick thing. All the ladies and men that work for me know. I'll give you a quick example.
Mm-hmm.
The year before COVID, I only walk like in the women's department. Do you need water? Do you need bag? What do you need? I don't. And it looks like a store anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed this one woman who was over in the nightgowns and that area. And I could tell she was looking. I mean, she was so I went up and introduced myself. I don't mean a stranger. I said, can I help you look for something? And she says, well, I'm a nurse's aide in one of the facilities.
Uh-huh.
And she says, we have got women that only have one gown or no. And she says, I was just looking for these because I can get them so cheap. I says, I only have power 1 week a year.
And this here.
If you want to call it power. But I says, I want you to take, I don't care if you take the whole table. This is what we're here for also. You get what you need, and they will give you a sack. And then shop whatever you want to do. But when you go to this checkout, we have 2 checkouts. One in the where the women's and men's and children's area, and then the main checkout up front. Mm-hmm. I says, get a bag. And in fact, I'll bring you a bag, and you put in here what you need. And I says, I'll tell them out there that whatever you're getting for your facility, you do not pay. No, you do not pay for that. She says, well, I'll pay for my own. I says, that's fine. But anyway, so I went out and told my checkers out there, I said, she gave me her name, and I don't want to say anything about it. Anyway, and so I just went on my merry way. So later on in the day, one of the checkers said, the lady that had the gowns, and she didn't take all of them, but she took some nice ones, which that's what you want her to do.
Right.
I can't imagine having one gown or no robe or something, and so many in the facilities do, especially if they're on Medicaid.
Exactly.
So anyway, she sent a letter to the church, to me, and thanked for that kindness. I could tell stories all day, and I can't, but I could. On those, I say God leads me. It's a woman's gut feeling. I'm all about a woman's gut. Mm-hmm. When she sent a letter thanking me for letting her do that. Well, her thank you there was enough. But we go to the Lenten services every Wednesday here around the community. 3 weeks ago, we were in one of the churches, and I sit down. No, we had the Lenten the Lenten was at our church, and I'm in there. I cooked soup. I was working, and of course, I like to go out and mingle. So this one lady says, "Did you work?" Just a second. She says, "You're the rummage sale lady, aren't you?" And I says, "Well, that's pretty much what I'm known as." So.
Oh no, we're fine. Okay. We just have more guests coming in.
So anyway, she said, "I want to tell you about a story about this lady." She told the whole story to me. Tears were falling.
Oh, man.
What that meant to her, and that was the sale before COVID hit. So anyway, it comes back. The fact that she remembered my name, and she says, "I want to give you a hug." That's the reward, CJ. It comes. You never know where it's going to come from. So thank you for giving me this time. I appreciate it very much.
Well, Carolyn, I put you in a little bit of a scare this morning when I forgot to write it down, but all I know is that I'm glad that we got to have this conversation. I highly encourage you. It's been on your screen for the last 26 minutes.
Good.
April the 13th, 8 a.m. until 10 a.m. That's the Saturday.
Yes.
However, you can get in for a pre-sale on Friday night on April the 12th, 4 to 7 p.m. with a $2 donation at Godfrey First United Methodist Church, 1100 Airport Road, just west of Cedarhurst, the 50th anniversary of the Godfrey Methodist Women's Club, rummage sale.
Yes.
And Carolyn, it's been fun talking with you, and best of luck, and I'll see you out there.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much, CJ.
We'll take a quick break. Our daily show continues next.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
Not sure if you've noticed, but those advertised prices from the other dealers are just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. At Roberts Motors, the advertised price is the price you pay. And that, my friend, is great news for you. Don't fall for their so-called incentives that will leave you banging your head against the wall. Go with Roberts Motors. Prices you can trust and people you will like. That's the Roberts Motors way. And trust me, it's the way to go.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
Riverbender Radio has built 3 great new stations just for you in the Riverbend. The Eagle, the Riverbend's classic rock station. The Bridge, hit music for the Riverbend. And The River, today's country, and all your favorites. Check them out today at RiverBender.com.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Touchdown brings me round again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. Oh, no, no, no. I'm a rocket man, burning out his fuse out here alone.
10:20, welcome back to this Friday morning. It's our daily show on RiverBender.com. On this date in history, let's take a look. In 1963, Martin Luther King Jr. is jailed in Birmingham, Alabama on this date. In 1963, in 1864, hundreds of Union soldiers were killed in the Fort Pillow massacre in our Civil War history. In 1954, Bill Haley in his comments record Rock Around the Clock. Man, that's a pretty important song. In 1961, Soviet cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin becomes the first man in space. I know I got that wrong. Let's keep moving. In 1981, the Space Shuttle Columbia launched for the first time on April the 12th. In 1975, U.S. Embassy in Cambodia was evacuated. In 1945, the President of the United States, FDR, died on this date, and Harry Truman assumed the role as president. In 1633, Galileo goes on trial for hearsay. In 1990, Soviets admit to the Katyn massacre of World War II. In 1770, during the American Revolution, the British king approves the repeal of the hated Townshend Acts. In 1917, Canadians capture Vimy Ridge in northern France. That all happened on this date in history. In music, here we go. In 2016, Led Zeppelin, a U.S. court ruled that Led Zeppelin founders Robert Plant and Jimmy Page must face trial in a copyright row over the song Stairway to Heaven. The copyright infringement action had been brought by Michael Skidmore, the trustee for the late Spirit guitarist Randy Wolf, who played on the same bill as Led Zeppelin in the 1960s and claimed he should be giving a writing credit on the track. In 2015, Nelly, Grammy Award-winning rapper, arrested on drug charges after police stopped the bus in which was traveling in Tennessee. Officers found 5 colored crystal-type rocks that tested positive for methamphetamine, as well as a small amount of marijuana and other drug paraphernalia and handguns on board. the tour bus. Also, on this date in 2011, the Foo Fighters I just love that. The Foo Fighters released their 7th studio album, Wasting Light. The album was preceded by the success single Rope, which became the second song ever to debut at number 1 on the Billboard Rock Song charts. Wasting Light earned 4 Grammy Awards, including Best Rock Album. In 2007, the Beatles Company, Apple Corp., settles a £30 million or a $59 million royalties dispute with the band's label, EMI. The suit alleges unpaid royalties on the Beatles albums based on an audit of sales between 94 and 99, a period of which included the release of 3 anthology compilations, and details of the settlement were never disclosed. In 2005, Mariah Carey released The Emancipation of Mimi. The album entered the United States chart number 1, going 6 times platinum in less than a year, and subsequently became the most successful album of 2005. In 1995, 2 weeks after her death, George W. Bush, then the governor of Texas, declared Selena Day in Texas. The Mexican-American singer and Selena was murdered at the age of 23 by the president of her fan club, Yolanda Saldivar, on March the 31st, 1995. In 1989, Garth Brooks released his self-titled debut album, which was both a critical and chart success. Peaking at number 13 on the Billboard 200, number 2 on the top country albums, this album contains Brooks' earliest hits, including his first ever single, Much Too Young to Feel This Damn Old, and his first number 1, If Tomorrow Never Comes, the Academy of Country Music's 1990 Song of the Year and Video of the Year, The Dance. In 1989, 2 DJs on Los Angeles station KLOS, man, I'd hate working for that place, I'd say it wrong all the time, asked what happened to David Cassidy. The singer called the station up, and presenters invited him on the show. David played 3 songs live on the air and was subsequently signed by a new record label. How cool is that? The power of radio back in the day. In 1968, Pink Floyd released their 4th UK single, It Would Be So Nice, written by Richard Wright with Richard Waters' Julia Dream on the B-side. Pink Floyd were on tour in Europe on this date and played their second night at the Piper Club in Rome, Italy. In 1997, Mick Jagger punched in the face by an airport official during a row at Le Bourget Airport in France. Jagger lost his temper after the Rolling Stones were being searched for drugs, resulting in them missing their flight, but he got punched out by the airport official on this date in history. In 1996, Jan Barry from Jan and Dean was almost killed when he crashed his car into a parked truck a short distance from Dead Man's Curve in Los Angeles. Barry was partially paralyzed and suffered brain damage. Perry was able to walk again after extensive therapy. In 1963, Bob Dylan performed his first major solo concert at the Town Hall in New York City. Dylan played a 24-song set, including Blowin' in the Wind, A Hard Rain's a Gonna Fall, Highway 51, and The Last Thoughts on Woody Guthrie. In 1954, Bill Haley recorded Rock Around the Clock at the Pythian Temple Studios in New York City, considered by many to be the song that put rock and roll on the map around the world. The song was used over and over, the opening title for the film's Backboard Jungle, and went on to be a worldwide number 1 and the biggest selling pop single with over $25 million in sales. And it was first recorded by Italian-American band Sunny Day and His Knights. Let's see who was born on this date in history. Vince Gill, American country singer, songwriter, and multi-instrumentalist. Vince Gill, who has won 17 country music awards, 14 Grammys, has recorded more than 20 studio albums and charted over 40 singles. I wonder if this is what led them to talk about David Cassidy on that radio station in Los Angeles. American actor, singer-songwriter, and guitarist David Cassidy, known for his role as Keith Partridge, the son of Shirley Partridge, played by his stepmother, Shirley Jones, in the 1970s musical sitcom The Partridge Family, which led to him becoming one of the most popular teen idols and pop singers of the 1970s. The Partridge Family had the 1970 U.S. number 1, I Think I Love You, 1972 UK number 3, Breaking Up Is Hard to Do, and solo artist, he recorded the 1972 UK number 1 single, How Can I Be Sure? He died of liver failure on November 21st, 2017, at the age of 67. German-Canadian rock singer John Kay, born on this date, from Steppenwolf, who had the 1969 U.S. number 2 hit single, Born to Be Wild. Steppenwolf sold over 25 million records worldwide, released 8 gold albums, and scored 12 Billboard Hot 100 singles. In 1933, Tiny Tim, born on this date in history. He had of course, the number 17 hit in the 1968 single, Tiptoe Through the Tulips. He died of a heart attack on November 29th, 1996, while he was on stage playing his hit, Tiptoe Through the Tulips, at a club in Minneapolis. That's all what happened on this date in history. You know, while we're waiting for Sydney, I think we have time for an All-Star Award. I don't know if you guys are feeling it today. I know that I'm a little groggy, but let's get to it. Time for the All-Star Award right here on RiverBender.com. Here we go. 10:29, Sydney just walked down the studio and got thrown to the wolves. A small Florida key known as Beer Can Island, due to, well, the results of parties being thrown on the sand, is for sale. And one prospective buyer is looking for partners to go in at $1,000 apiece. We can do it.
We could do it.
We could open up Beer Can Island again, this 9-acre island. Also known as Pine Key, located near the MacDill Air Force Base in Apollo Beach, created in the 1940s as a result of dredging. And honestly, who wants it? It's pretty much a junk piece of land. Yeah. The island, which was planted with Australian pine trees to help prevent the erosion, was nicknamed Beer Can Island due to it being littered with empty beer beverages from decades of parties that were had on the island. 300 to 400 bags worth of trash is what they were able to pick up. All-Star, there you go, first one of the day. So, the owner of a Kansas bakery is now asking customers to check their cookies.
Okay.
Not for raw egg, just for her $4,000 diamond ring.
Oh, no.
Dawn Sis Monroe of Sis Sweets Cookies and Cafe in Leavenworth said the diamond fell off the ring that has been on her finger for 36 years.
Oh. I feel bad for laughing.
I don't. We kind of went back in the kitchen and looked around, she said. Monroe said she fears that it ended up in the cookie dough. If you happen to find it, I would forever be in debt if you would return it. However, she didn't say how much she'd give you, so I'd call and ask. Let's see. So a pet insurance company does this every year.
Okay.
They want the public to vote on the most unusual names and monikers for the pets.
Gotcha.
And it's unusual wacky pet name annual competition. So here we go. The finalists in the dog category are as follows. I wanted to hit you with these. Boots with the fur. Okay.
That's pretty fun.
That's good.
Yeah.
Chug Pickles. That's a little creepy.
Okay.
Little Richard Simmons sweating to the oldies.
That's a long one.
That's a long name. What do you call it? What do you call the damn thing? Could you imagine yelling at that dog?
Yeah, what do you think the
Will
nickname
Richard Simmons sweating to the oldies. Get out of here. You know, Lord Waddles. That's cute.
That's cute.
Yeah, that's a little lazy. Lulu the Conqueror.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, that was cute in the 80s,
Yeah,
probably.
that's true.
Molly from Corporate.
That one's good.
They
I like
must
that
not
one.
like that dog. Mr. Pizza Puff.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Cute.
yeah.
Cute.
One Love Tiny Dancer, Princess Margaret Rose Windsor.
Wow.
Now, okay, you must hate your dog. One Love Tiny Dancer, Princess Margaret Rose Windsor.
That is, what are you going to call your dog? There are so many possible nicknames there. I don't even know how you narrow it down.
That dog has to be confused.
Yeah, right?
That's not fair to the dog. Team, the Bandit, Player, and the News.
Wow.
There you go. Feline finalist. Balsamic Vin.
I like that one.
Car alarm.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, God. Itty Bitty Kitty Committee. Oh, my God. Itty Bitty Kitty Committee is one of them.
That's pretty good. I like that one.
I think we know where they were coming from. Meowinaise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just lame. Minerva. Oh, God. Meow Gonago, the Harry Potter reference.
Oh, wow.
How do you
love
even,
a reference.
But see, how do you even come up with that? That's hard to kind of turn into, I guess.
Well, and we didn't need the meow. She's already a cat in the Harry Potter world,
right.
you know?
You could have just kept it the same.
Yeah, I'm just throwing that out there, my Harry Potter trivia right now.
Because you're
saying.
a Harry Potter expert, aren't you?
Basically, yeah.
I see. I'm a Harry Potter guru myself, but not as confident to go toe to toe with you. I don't think.
Well, I don't know about that. It's been a while now. I don't know.
So there's also the oh God.
You got this.
Necronomicat.
Okay.
Necronomicat.
Sure.
That sounds better if I say it faster. The Samsung Family Hub refrigerator.
Nice.
Okay. See, why would you name your cat that? You know.
What I like is the difference between the cat and dog names here.
Yeah.
So the dog names are mostly just interesting and cute and funny, and then the cat names are just objects so far.
Exactly. Well, there is Skull Crusher.
Oh, that's good. That's cool.
Steph Purry and Tony Scarface Poloni.
Wow.
I played cards with that guy once.
There you go.
The finalists in the exotic category are a rabbit named Beezle Bun, a ferret named Boo Boo Bean. Mm-hmm. That's just creepy.
Interesting.
I don't trust people with ferrets.
That's an interesting point you bring up, because I'm intrigued. Like, they're cute, but I don't know if I could have a ferret. I feel like that would be a lot.
Like at Petco, when they're in the little case, it's fun to look at them like they're sleeping. But I don't know how I'd feel with that body crawling up on me while I'm sleeping.
Well, the real question is, do you keep it in a cage or do you have a free roaming ferret? I don't know.
That's a good band name. The Free Roman Ferrets. A snake named Boop Noodle. A guinea pig named Cow Pig. A tegu lizard named I do get paid. Frosted Mini Wheats.
Oh, I like that one.
I do like that one. A macaw named the Magic Nugget. A tortoise named Mid-Sized Sedan.
Sure.
I would have gone with just the mid-sized sedan name. Like, I would have just called it Dodge Caravan.
I think that's a better idea.
Yeah.
And then again, how do you nickname this turtle? I don't know.
Exactly. Do they hear you?
Yeah, that's another good question.
I know someone
does it matter?
I know someone that has a giant tortoise. I might
Really?
have to have him on the show because that is interesting. Another ferret named Mumbo Jumbo. I'll pass. A pig named Snoop Hoggy Hog. And, that's cool. And a rabbit named Thor Odin Bun, God of Bunder.
Okay.
Voting is open online through Friday.
Wow.
All right, 2 more All-Star Awards for you, Sydney. Then we'll talk about your blog.
Let's hear it.
This is cool. So landscapers working in a backyard in Virginia made a pretty interesting discovery.
Mm-hmm.
A suspected, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, a suspected dozen cannonballs dating back from the Civil War.
Wow.
So a real estate agent with Innovation Properties said landscapers were working in the yard of a home on Frederick Street in Staunton. I don't know where that is, so don't ask me. When they uncovered what they initially thought would be a strange rock. You know, happens. One of them ended up rinsing it off and saw that it was a metal ball and saw a bit of a leg on. I mean, as soon as they saw it, I thought, oh my God, it was a cannonball. So the Staunton Fire and Rescue came out to the home and responded and ended up calling the state police to cart the explosives away.
Yeah.
And, well, here's the quote. We assume it's a Civil War era cannonball because it was very unstable, so we treated it as it was a live ordnance. There you go. A little bit of... Could you imagine, though? Okay, you have the cannonball. You dig 2 feet to the right and you find a leg bone.
That is wild.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, there's a chance.
There's a real chance. And what do you... If you're the owner of this house, too, I don't know what you do at this point.
It's gone.
It's not me.
It's
I promise.
someone else's.
It wasn't me.
No, it's on the market is what it is. I don't want any of the bad juju from the Civil War that's underneath that ground. When I saw that, I went, oh my God, hopefully they dug around a little further because... I would assume that there's some body parts
There's
lying
some
in that
more
yard.
things going on there. I don't know what, but something.
Go ahead and just put those tulips over there. Okay, I'm going to get in trouble, I think, for playing there. Here, let me turn this down for a second. There's a way that I can get away with this.
Okay.
There's a way, and let's see if I can do it.
I'm intrigued.
It's going to take some time. But, you know, the solar eclipse came. Tell me, you were out and about. You got to see some folks. Who'd you go visit on the solar eclipse?
I went to Lewis and Clark Community College, and I walked around, and I spoke with some students and talked to some people and watched everybody kind of watch it, and it was really cool, actually, yeah.
David Olenbittle sent me a picture of you and while you were
Of
working.
me.
Yeah, because he was standing in front of you. He goes, look who I found. And it was
Oh,
Sydney.
no. That's so funny.
So let me pull this up. This is another solar eclipse viewer. And let's go on the screen if I can even get this to play.
Oh, my goodness.
This is, yes, you saw it, a chicken watching the solar eclipse with chicken glasses. There they are, right there on the screen.
Laid an egg on screen, it looks like.
It did. So I was going to get to that point. One of the more unusual watchers was Tad Findley of Amity?
I don't know.
It's a pity if they call it Amity. Watch the eclipse on Monday with his pet chicken, Gertrude. That's a good chicken name.
That is a good one.
It really is.
Yeah.
That is like a solid name.
That's a chicken name.
Yeah,
That's correct.
I haven't met a Gertrude at all.
I don't think in real life I ever have. So if your name is, call in.
Yeah, text in. I want to know, yeah. In his arms and wearing a pair of his own eclipse protection glasses. So excited about the eclipse that the chicken was able to lay an egg.
That's pretty impressive.
There you go. So solar eclipse cause egg laying abilities. I don't know who's the all-star in this one. Maybe it's just me for reading them. But we got Blog Talk that comes around the corner right after this.
To the Centerstone Rehab Facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Dream Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team.
Without showing.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Welcome back, nine.
It feels like it. I don't know.
I don't think I was talking to a few folks about that, and they go, "Do you know like what's going on?" They'll ask me like, "Who's coming on your show today?" And I do know.
Yeah.
It's just I don't at the same time.
I can't tell you what I had for
constantly
breakfast
going.
yesterday.
You know,
So,
it's just
you know,
constantly
yeah.
going. Blog Talk. That's what we were doing.
Most
Blog Talk
importantly,
at 10.
I'm on the show right now.
Oh, look at that! My lower third froze.
Oh no.
Oh no! We gotta fix that.
Oh.
Look at that. Okay, so Blog Talk, you wrote about your time at the Curiosity Museum.
I did. So I went to the Oddities and Curiosities Expo in St. Louis this past weekend, which was very fun and very weird, as advertised. And I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I have friends who have gone before, and I was really excited about it. And I will say it was as odd and curious and weird and wonderful as possible.
So I got to ask you about this, because
let's hear
I added it to the calendar because, you know, I'm one of those believers, because I do manage the community calendar, is the fact that we do go over across the river, and folks like to know what's going on over there. If it's something big, I'm not going to post every band gig, like they can do that themselves. But if it's something big like this, let's go ahead and do it. So this was a whole weekend of expo.
Absolutely. Yep.
Did you go all weekend?
No. So I went I went on Saturday. I don't think I would have been able to handle all weekend. There was just so much going on. So, but it was interesting though, because I saw your friend Thomas Neely was there.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was swallowing swords, doing some cool things with Freak Show Deluxe. And there was just a bunch of interesting things happening. It was very, it was a lot of tables.
The way you said it, just so calmly. Yeah, just swallowing swords.
Yeah,
you know?
no biggie. Just as he does. You know? But it was very cool. People have some really cool talents. I could never.
They build the hell out of this. I mean, let me read you the line item they gave media, and they Explore St. Louis put out. Taxidermy, preserved specimens, original artwork. This is where broadcasting has art. Okay, hear me out.
Okay,
This is where
let's
the
hear
skill comes in. Horror.
Good job. That was good.
Because there's a lot of times that folks say the wrong word when they say a horror movie instead of whatever else they say.
You handled that beautifully.
Thank you very much. Antiques, handcrafted oddities, quack medical devices. There's a few of those currently in use. Creepy clothing, odd jewelry, funeral collectibles, and more. What was your favorite part? Tell me, did you actually see taxidermied animals there?
Yeah, so
I don't know about that.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not really a taxidermy kind of girl. That's not for me so much. So there was a lot of taxidermy. There were bones and skulls, and that it was cool. Don't get me wrong. It's cool art.
I could see you in tears walking by some of these things.
Not quite in tears,
What
but definitely.
were the animals? What were the taxidermied animals?
Well, there were plenty of deer heads and stuff like that, which we see around here.
That's normal.
That's pretty normal.
That's normal.
There were some skulls of like cats and bats, and I'm not really into that. So
that's awful.
But the best part, CJ, was that off to the side there was a taxidermy class in process. So
hell no, no way. Did they all have their own specimen too?
They had, I think they were doing rats. So it's not bring your own rat, luckily, but they had their own. They were taxiderming rats, and that definitely walked by that, kind of shielded the eyes a little bit. Not for me. Ooh.
Were people eating here?
There was a food section as well. So so there was off to the side, and one side there was taxidermy class going on, and off to the other side there was some, pulled pork sandwiches and other things like that. And what me and my friends did is we avoided both of those things.
Good idea.
We just walked around and saw the booths and saw what was going on.
Okay, so between the taxidermy class and the pulled pork that might have come from said class, oh God, I don't know if I could trust it, even though it's obviously not the same thing. Once you see a taxidermy cat, okay, that's where I draw the line.
Right. Well, and it was just the skull, so it was a little less upsetting, but it was still, you could kind of disengage a little bit and be like, oh, it's just a skull. That's interesting. But definitely, I have cats. I love cats. I was upset.
I knew that's why I had to ask. I was just curious.
So I avoided that part, but everything else was really cool.
Did they have armadillo?
They did have an armadillo, yeah.
So what's funny is in Texas, like that's a whole line of material.
Really?
I went down because I was doing a show for Dustin Rhodes' wrestling school, so I was going out and I was meeting with people and just telling them about it, passing out flyers, and I swear to God that there was not one, not three, but 5 booths that were all armadillo wallets, hats, jewelry.
Wow. I had no idea.
No. Do you know what those things carry?
I'm afraid to ask.
Leprosy. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Okay. So no armadillo wallets, though.
No armadillo wallets. There was an armadillo, like, the armadillo was on its back, and then it was, like, holding a wine bottle. So, there's some home decor and other
What would
things.
you do if you walked into somebody's house and you saw that? Seriously.
I don't know. I guess I'd be like, well, that's really cool, because what else are you going to say?
I wouldn't go back. It would be a one and done. It would be a one-off. It would be a one-off. So what was your favorite part about the stop around the Curiosity Museum or Expo?
Well, it was just cool to see everybody's artistry because what you know, say what you will, there were some weird things,
Yeah.
but it's really neat what people can do, and I think about that a lot in this area too, and just seeing the art at Milton Schoolhouse or at the night market, just the stuff that people can create is beautiful and incredible. And so I really liked. I'm a jewelry person, so I really liked looking at some of the creepy, weird jewelry kind of things.
Yeah, okay.
And, you know, there was that, and there was some horror. There
Good
you go.
job.
Memorabilia and stuff like that. I'm not a big gory fan necessarily, but it was cool to see. And so, you know, it was just an interesting day where you got to see a lot of weird things you wouldn't see normally. And you know what? It's part of saying yes. So why not?
So there you go. On top of that all, my favorite part of this, and I just read it as you were talking here, you were the driver.
I was.
And you had to learn a very valuable lesson on major events.
Yes.
So the first test was actually getting inside.
So that was the most nerve-wracking part was, you know, forget the serial killer things and the bloody, gory things and the taxidermy. The scariest part of the whole day was driving to the event.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
I am not a fan. I've driven in Chicago before, like downtown Chicago. That was one of the worst experiences of my life.
Yeah, who
I
would
will
do
say
that?
it
That
was
is just
terrible.
miserable.
It was a mistake.
Yeah, it should be.
It was a mistake.
That
on my
was
part.
rough. Oh my God.
And so I've driven in downtown St. Louis before too, but this was, you know, a big event. There were a lot of people there, and it was overwhelming. And so we circled the venue maybe 3 times, just trying to find a spot, and then eventually just forked out the money to park in a parking garage. And I'll pay like a lot of money to park in a parking garage at that point because I was desperate.
Well, and too, I mean, you got to tackle the 270 or 70, not 270, the 70 interchange, and then you know, it's like drag racing constantly on those interstates. I've never gone that fast in a car to where you're almost on 2 wheels merging in and out of traffic. You know?
It's terrifying. I don't know how people do it.
Well, and then okay, so I want to ask you because you made a point in here, a very good point about the aux cord permissions and calm music being played.
Well, yeah. So
Is that the right call for this?
So it's interesting you bring it up. So my friend was in the back seat. He had the aux cord. I didn't want to be in charge of the music, so I said someone else be in charge.
That's a stressful job.
That's like a whole. Now I'm getting off on a tangent, but that's a whole other task.
It's a pain.
I don't want to be in charge of that. Right. So he, you know, I'm circling the venue. They can tell I'm getting more and more stressed about the whole thing. And he says, "Here, I'll put on some music to kind of match the tone of the day." And he put on "Pierce the Veil." So I don't know if it was calming so much as it definitely matched the tone of the moment.
It does match the tone.
So it definitely, and so I turned it down and I said, you know what, we're going to drive in silence for a second.
Cindy was done. That was you saying, I am effing done.
It's like, everybody be quiet for a minute,
That
please.
we're getting ready to turn this car around. Okay, so here we the expo filled to the brim. You would be a great live read writer.
Oh, thank you.
You really would. Filled to the brim with tarot cards, horror, memorabilia, crystals, skulls, bloody art. I thought that said body art prints. No, bloody art prints. And spooky figurines. I love those figurine type of things.
It's cool.
You know, I'd never buy them because what do you do with them?
Exactly.
You know, they're dust collectors.
Exactly.
But it's real. You want to buy them when you look at them because they're so neatly made.
Absolutely.
You know?
Well, and that's the thing too. Just the art that people can do, the crafts and the way that people can put things together is so impressive. So even though I'm with you, I'm not a big figurine collector myself, but it was so neat to see what people can come up with.
So I got to ask you about this. I just lied to you. I told you that I read the whole article and I missed a paragraph here. Throughout the day, I couldn't help to think about the Keep Alton Weird movement. Is there a Keep Alton Weird movement?
Oh, yeah. There's a
Fill
whole...
me in. This is something new for me. I've never learned about this. Yeah.
No, there's a whole hashtag. It's Keep Alton Weird. And it's the idea that just, you know, Alton has some weird things. We got some haunted stuff. We got, as we all know, some ghosts in the area and some really cool people, too, that you can just talk to and what?
Nothing. Nope. I caught myself. Keep going.
There you go. Some weird people, and I say that lovingly because I love weird people. I love
those are the best
thing.
to be around.
Absolutely.
I hate when someone's just all cut and dry. You know, cut and paste is not fun.
Absolutely not. Well, and that goes back to that's why I love sitting around and loitering in coffee shops and stuff like that because you talk to people who are into such interesting things and it's so fascinating. So anyway, so we have in the Riverbend, we might not have the curiosities or the oddities and Curiosities Expo in St. Louis, but we do have the weird and the wonderful right here in Alton and in the Riverbend.
And we have the Curiosity Museum.
We do, yeah.
That's right.
We do.
Right over there in Mineral Springs, and Troy Taylor's taken that over and done some cool stuff with it. So let me ask you, weirdest of the day goes to?
Weirdest of the day, I saw some mugs that were in the shape of baby heads.
Stop.
And,
No.
it's not for me, but you know what? It was what they had.
If I see any baby head mug at any one of my relatives' homes, at any one of your businesses, I am getting a picture, and that is going right to the press. The press. That is awful.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
for
a fan of the baby head mug. So
I'm not a fan
weirdest
of that.
was the baby head mug.
I will say that has stood out to me.
Now, were they just like plastic baby doll heads?
It was like ceramic, like a ceramic mug that they had molded to look like a baby doll head, and the baby was crying, and it was very creepy, and it's not really my thing. But again, to each their own. I love the weird and the curious. So.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay. What was the most normal?
The most normal thing I saw? Oh, I don't know. There wasn't a lot of normal there.
What was the coolest thing you saw?
The coolest thing? Oh, there was some steampunk items.
Yeah, that's cool. I love those type of things.
I think that's
I'm
the
a
coolest
steampunk
thing.
person.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I don't know. I don't have much experience with it, but
Yeah,
it's the coolest thing to see. And so I bought myself a ring that looks like an eyeball. So I was very pleased about that as well. So
you got weird over there.
It got a little weird, but it was kind of fun. So, that's what it's all about. It's just kind of those weird things and trying new things. And it's fun every now and then to go into the city. And it's also a lot of fun to come back home.
Yeah.
So it was interesting.
I don't drive over there. That's the rule. If you want me over there, you better be driving.
That's, I think, my new rule. And I think my friends understand that considering how it went.
Yep.
So they know.
And here's the other rule, too.
Yeah.
This is how serious it is to go do things with me. If you live let's say you live in Bethalto and we're going to St. Louis, that means you have to pick me up. I'm not driving to Bethalto either.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
That's how strict I am.
No, I respect
don't
that.
drive in Bethalto, and it's nothing against you guys. I just don't like driving all the way over there. It's just because, it's a long way back to your home,
No, it is.
So
It's a long drive.
Yeah, if you want me to go, you have to come pick me up, and, I'll pay for some of the stuff, but you got to drive too.
Basically, anything longer than Alton is a long drive for me, who lives
Same.
in Brighton. So
Same.
it's like, anywhere else that I want to go is kind of like, does anybody feel like driving? Because I could definitely go with just being in the passenger seat.
Yeah,
so.
no, I'm definitely a passenger princess. There ain't no doubt about it.
I didn't want to say it.
I
but
am.
yeah.
I'll be honest with you. It's the proper term. Oh my God. All I know is this: the Curiosity Expo is really cool because it celebrates people that have different interests. Because it's not like you can go to your Christmas gathering with your family and tell mom and your baby cousin and everyone else, "Hey, look at the baby HUD mug I just created." So to be in a group where it's all welcoming, it's all good and jovial. Now, steampunk. I got to tell you about that. Did you know the steampunk TikTok guy? Is he still doing his thing?
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I'm not sure if he's still going.
Yeah.
But I have seen those TikToks.
I'm would never in my life, and not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just not like a cosplayer. Is that it? I'm not into that stuff. But I like the whole steampunk idea.
It's cool. No, the cosplay and the steampunk, which are two different things, but still kind of similar things. But it's so interesting and so intricate what people can come up with. And I think that was part of the fun of this whole day was that, like you said, people could really just experiment and show their art and kind of show off what they had going on. So
and it shows how it's really, really fascinating to me. Pretty fascinating how the brain works.
Oh,
because I would have never have thought how to do X, Y, or even had the idea to make it look that way.
Absolutely.
Let alone skills it takes to make it look perfect. I just would have never been able to put it together to begin with.
No, for sure. I'm not that creative. So I was fascinated the entire day by just what people can do and what they can come up with, because there was some weird things there, but it was the neatest thing ever. So no, it was fun. It was fun to get out of town for a little bit and go over and see something new. And like I said, fun to come back home and drive safely in Alton and to make it home. What are you seeing?
I'm just looking up steampunk gadgets. And one of them is a punch card cell phone.
Oh, how does that work?
Stay tuned for next week's blog.
We'll find out.
Okay. So overall takeaway, would you go back?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm always down for things like that. And that's the thing, too, that coming back to the say yes thing and the doing things again and again, like, why not go and try some things out and do something a little strange? So It was kind of a weird day. It was great. Love a weird day. So we went and did that, and we had a really fun time. So can't go wrong.
You got to showcase, Alton's love for keeping it weird.
Absolutely. Got to
100%.
come back, and I saw a lot of people from Alton at the expo. So
Did you
it was
really?
great.
That's cool.
Yeah. It was really cool to hang out with some friends and to run into some new friends too and connect over Alton. Yeah. Ow.
Yeah, that was a funny one. I always wanted to do something called Weird Weekend.
Oh, let's hear more.
So it's just, and you know how we used to have the block parties?
Oh, yeah.
But it just celebrates the uniqueness of all of our vendors and all the people we have, and it just goes on all Halloween weekend.
Oh, that would
and
be
it's just
awesome.
a 2-day block party of being, kind of like the expo, but more of a block party setting.
That sounds so fun. No, you should get on that because I think I know a lot of people who would be very down for that.
I always say all these ideas, and by the time I get home, I go, God dang it, why did I put that one out there? Now I got to do
Someone needs to pick it up. Come on.
Someone's got to grab it, and all I want is just a little plaque that says I came up with the idea.
There you go.
Yeah, it'd be better than what other people give me. Let's see. What are you working on next week?
So, in general, what we're working on is a lot of interesting things going on. We got the Alton Middle School has their Seussical Junior play going on.
That's
That's
true.
fun.
Mhm.
We got a couple of other things coming down the pipeline. But what's really on my mind lately is that I am going home every night this week, and I am taking care of chickens. So I'm chicken babysitting.
How many chickens?
About 14 or 15. So
God dang,
yeah.
that's a lot of chickens.
It's a lot of chickens, and I did a quick count too. I was like, okay, let's just make sure I got generally the right number here of chickens in. I'm worried about it. So, but anyway, stay tuned for next week's blog post because I don't think there's any way I can not write about this.
So
'cause
can
it's
I
been
tell you my
fascinating.
chicken story?
Please tell me your chicken story.
My neighbor, Sean, at the time, we were a wild neighborhood. We had cannons getting shot off on the 4th of July.
You're just like that story.
Chickens. Yeah, no kidding. Chickens. We had one time, all these different animals running around. It was nuts. Okay, it was fun, though. It was a fun time to be around. Well, we went to Farm and Home and got chickens. And I thought, I'll bring a chicken home and just tell my parents we have a chicken now. That's what I did for a lot of my animals. Is, hey, look what I brought home. And then they get pissy, or not mad, but yeah, kind of pissy. My mom did. Why are you bringing these home to us?
That's a little fair, I'm going to say.
The chicken's name was Velma.
Okay, that's cute. That's a good name for Gertrude. A good name for a chicken.
Yeah, kind of same thing. Well, Velma turned into Albert very quickly.
No.
And Albert became a very mean rooster.
That's unfortunate.
You'd have to go in the backyard. My sister would, in catcher's gear. And put leg protection on the front and back side of your legs. So you'd have 2 sets of catcher's gear on your legs. Then you have the chest protector because he was coming out spurring you.
That is wild.
Now, he wouldn't do it against my dad. He wouldn't attack my mom. It was only the kids. It was the weirdest thing. He just hated it. And we never did anything bad to him.
Yeah.
It was just a chicken. Well, Albert got a little mean and started spurring all the dogs and taking them all on. And, well, there was a wild chicken that roamed in, and a real wild chicken that roamed in and kind of helped Albert for a little bit, but then the wild chicken decided that she didn't know how the fence post worked and slipped in the fence post and hung herself.
Oh my gosh.
Albert had a lot of tragedy, okay?
This is such
we didn't know what to do with Albert. We take him up to a friend of my dad's place. And about 3 weeks later, Albert and all the chickens in the coop were attacked by a fox and killed.
My God.
So I hope your chicken story goes better than mine did.
No, I don't even know why you spoke that into existence because now I'm terrified. I got to deal with that.
I shouldn't have said it, but I had to tie it in. At 11 o'clock, that's how Sydney and I are wrapping up our week. Check out Blog Talk next week to see if the chickens are still alive.
Oh, fingers crossed.
And most importantly, enjoy the 80 degrees that are coming into the 618 this weekend. I'll see you on Monday. On that note, have a good one. Try your best to stay out of jail.